chip in my head. I was drunk on port red wine. Down on the corner at the Cripple Crow, trying to dance upon a muddy dime. The fire wouldn't stop, and the clouds would drop, and the river, it would hardly flow. The night they put that chip in my head and took inventory on my soul. Now the night they put that chip in my head, I was dancing to the Caribou Waltz. Half step into town and promenade down, where I was forced to tell them all my faults. How the birds would sing and the bells would ring, till they just took me down into their vault. The night they put that chip in my head, started cleaning out all my faults. I said, I am a simple man, I'm the rain on the yellow road, washing the blood of a gunshot lamb and the whole of Mexico. And I am a righteous man, I'm the smile on a dead man's shed, guardian of the finest brand of Southern degeneracy. But yeah, the night they put that chip in my head, my frequency was strong and loud. I was exercising my human right to be lost in a very dark cloud. I smoking powdered wines, I was gagged to the nines when they strapped me down into the floor. The night they put that chip in my head so they could follow me forevermore. I said, I am a simple man, I'm the rain on a yellow rose, watching the blood of a gunshot lamb and the whole of Mexico. And I am a righteous man, I'm the smile on a dead man's shed, guardian of the finest brand of Southern degeneracy.
The night you put that chip in my head, I was a failure by my own designs. I was of little use, I like my transloose, and total freedom was my only crime. They said to drop a gun when it was safety, son, put an end to your normal routines. The night they put that chip in my head and started canceling all my dreams.
I said, I am a simple man, I'm the rain on a yellow road, watching the blood of a gunshot lamb and the whole of Mexico. I am a righteous man, I'm the smile on a dead man's shed, guardian of the finest brand of Southern degeneracy.
That's one of my favorite singers, Mark Cimino, but you don't hear about him at all. That's a song called, it says here, Finest Brand of Southern Degeneracy. I think it should be called The Night They Put the Chip in My Head. Do you not think so?
It's just a tad too long.
For
an opener, it's a tad too long.
How long was it?
That's, I don't know, it seemed like over 4 minutes.
You have to give the song time to breathe. You have to give the song time to develop.
That's a 20 past 11 playlist.
You've got the attention span of a goldfish. You should be able to listen to this kind of stuff.
No, you got to...
All right, then, okay, you've lodged your complaint.
Okay. George Seth would like you to play some Alabama 3.
Alabama 3.
You play them apparently.
As a matter of fact, I have in front of me a track called Two Heads by Alabama 3.
Would you
Would you
play it for
believe that?
George? Yes.
That's a complete coincidence.
Isn't it?
I'm just looking at a CD, and I have on it, it's a compilation CD. It's a song called Two Heads, which is very, very good. And you know what they say? Two heads is better than three.
Apparently they're playing Belfast.
They're playing in Belfast. They played here last year as well, I do believe, so they're regular visitors.
Okay.
Good morning. It's a nice Monday morning. Did your weekend go okay? Mine was fine.
It's all right, but
Did you get out playing golf, did you?
I did, yes. Yeah, but I'm still. There's something out there at the weekend that I'm not getting. Not reaching. No, do you understand?
I can help you on that.
No,
I've got a few phone numbers here.
No, there's something there. There's something else, and I think.
Do you think there's something that your life is lacking something?
Yes, and it harbours back, if you pardon the pun, it harbours back to the sea.
Probably harks back.
Yeah.
Harks back to the harbour, perhaps.
Yeah.
Do you feel the call of the sea still?
Aye.
We talked about this
Talked
before, that
before,
you
yeah.
regretted the fact that you had never gone to sea.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as you're approaching, well, the end of your life,
Yes.
you're regarding yourself as perhaps as some kind of a failure in terms of ambition. I'm not saying you're a failure.
I only feel this failure on a Monday morning.
You have regrets.
Looking back at the weekend.
You have regrets.
I do.
You have regrets that you never went to sea. Why didn't you get on the clipper ships? You could have done that. You could do that next year.
I wasn't asked.
You don't ask. What
I
you do
don't-
is you
no,
apply.
I don't want a ship.
No, why don't you become one of the clipper crew?
No.
The next race starts in 2013.
No.
You'll only be, well, you'll be dead by then, maybe.
50-foot swells, you off your head.
The council will give you money.
No,
50-foot swells. Well, listen, if you want to go to sea and not have any waves, you're in for a serious disappointment. A
No,
man
I
who
want-
goes to sea must expect waves.
I think I want to be in charge of a marina. Or so. I would quite willingly tidy up a marina at the weekend. Brush up and
In other
tidy
words, you
up
want to
and
be a caretaker.
something like that, and tie up the odd boat and maybe just go out for a little.
Do you know when this started? I remember when this started, when you went to Sorrento.
You're 100% correct.
And you went down to down
That's
the big
correct.
steps, and you saw the guys sitting around smoking pipes.
Yes,
And they would help the guys.
Yes.
And you want to be one of those,
I want to
the
be-
retired old Italian men.
I want to be that.
You want to be an old retired Italian man. You should get dominoes. I'll help you. Learn how to play it. I'll not put you under a tree. The only thing is here that it rains on you. Listen, let's start the programme. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address is jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk, and the text messaging service is 81771. Now, you can contact us at any time. The text messaging service are open to all eyes. I myself alone. By myself alone. See the emails. I don't see the text. They're filtered into me. A lady writes, and there's a certain complaint inherent in this letter here, which involves the staff here. Dear Jerry, this is from Millie. She says,
Do you remember Millie Small?
my boy, lollipop, make my heart go get it. I'll tell you even better.
What?
I remember chatting her up.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
She said no.
Where was she from?
She was from
Was she a wee Brummie?
Manchester, I think, or Birmingham.
I don't know now.
She played a gig in an Irish club in Manchester called Sharks. I remember I was in the wrestling band then, and she came on and she played. She sang "My Boy Lollipop," and I remember trying furiously to get off with her, but she wouldn't have it at all. It is with the greatest disdain I find myself putting pen to paper. I rang in jest the other day and spoke to a lovely operator twice who asked me if I wanted to speak to you. So I was running around the house with a hot flush, being a woman of a certain age, waiting for the phone to ring. And who do I hear on the radio but my neighbour up the road, Johnny Ross. Not me, but Johnny Ross. Whilst Johnny is a lovely young man, all he has to do is sell bikes all day. I'm a mother of one daughter, Emma. It's her birthday on the 11th, as she's 30, and the grandmother of 4 very lively children who I know could not walk in on me because they're on their holidays in Cornwall, and all summer we'll be making Play-Doh, crystals, and spending Grandad's money. I thought I would take the chance and clean out my fridge and fridge freezer, but alas, again, it happened. You two on the radio, and I'll swear you'll do it for devilment because you seem to be crazier. This is the 3rd time you've caught me sitting in my own kitchen surrounded by food and cool boxes, containers out of the freezer and fridge, and to add insult to injury, the water dripping out of the freezer into the container below, Chinese torture, and all I can do is sit in a comatose state listening to you two on the radio now. Please, please, all I ask is for you to leave me alone. This is something that's happening all over the country. People are finding that when they do listen to this program, they can't stop because they can't believe what they're hearing. So in actual fact, all the things that they do are dropped. There's a woman with a dripping fridge, with all kinds of stuff going on around her. Her house falling to pieces around her, and she can't do anything. Once she starts listening at 10:30, she has to listen. She's like a mongoose and a snake. Do you ever see the mongoose hypnotized by the snake? Until 12 o'clock, and then she can't do anything. By that time, it's too late, and all her food's all unfrozen and everything. It's horrible. So
Do you know what I
you...
used to enjoy?
I can't think.
Do you know what I used to enjoy?
What?
Do you remember Talkback had a singer on practically every day, or maybe every other day?
Yes.
And they sang about they put but like that was the week that was they put into
A topical song.
Aye.
A topical song. A typical song. A topical song. A tropical song.
Why did they stop that?
Because the same things were happening every day.
I enjoyed
Imagine
that.
imagine having a guy on last week. He'd be singing about marching every single day.
Why you don't know?
I
enjoyed that.
I know, but you see, things became too complicated and muddled up. There were different people. I can't name some of them for obvious reasons, but there were various people who came on and sang, and it was a great little earner for them. But then again, alas, like everything else, it has to stop. Everything will stop. Even this program, Sean, will stop someday. Someday a man will tap us on the shoulder and say, we're going to do something different in the morning. It's a great opportunity for you to stretch yourself. And they'd say the same to you and say, will Sean be all right? I said, all you have to do is give him money and he'll be great. That type of thing will happen. Nothing is permanent. A fellow will come in here with spiky hair and he'll go, hi there! And nobody will notice the difference. That's the way it is. Here, listen. I've had some conversations with people over the course of the weekend, and indeed I received some communications over the last Thursday, Friday of last week. People are very interested in the concept of being an Indian. A lot of people are having trouble with this. It all started with a song that we played by Roxy Gordon, whereby he says who's an Indian and who isn't. Now, this is nothing to do with the fact that if you're from the Indian subcontinent, or indeed if you're a member of the indigenous American race. It's to do with an attitude. A lot of people aren't getting that. They're having trouble with it. Would you like to try and define that, or would you like me to do it?
I would like you to do it, because
An Indian is a person who's...
No, you won't let me be an Indian. I want to be an Indian.
But tell me why you're not an Indian.
No, you tell me why I'm not an Indian.
Because you play golf.
Is that the only reason?
That's it.
But I play golf.
No, you've always played golf. You've got a golfer's mentality.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
I don't talk about it.
Ah, you do.
I do not.
You do to the other golfers.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
I've seen you huddled in.
I've
seen you huddled in bars.
That's one thing we do not do.
I think you do.
No, we don't.
Oh, then maybe you're an Indian after all. Then. Okay, let me see. No, but you don't like a lot of things. You don't like. You don't like young people with short skirts.
That's not, what do you mean?
You should enjoy that kind of thing. You don't have to go near it. All you have to do is look. If you see a young girl walking down the street...
No, can we stop? We can move away from that subject.
No, it's all to do with being sensual. Do you know what I mean? And being earthy. You're not earthy. You're afraid of everything. An attractive young girl walking down the street with a short skirt, you'd say, look at her. You can see her bum. I would say, look at her. You can see her bum. You see, it's a different attitude. You're not an Indian. You'd be an Indian. See, it's not that I'm lecherous or anything, but I appreciate beauty around me. I appreciate.
Do you know what I did last night?
I can't think.
I'm going to tell you this is true.
Are you sure you're going to tell me?
You know what I did last night?
Go ahead.
I hid.
You cleaned somebody's window.
No.
What? You hid.
I'm in danger of doing that, by the way.
I know
there's
you're
a
at the
house
point.
There's a house that I pass
every
day, and the windows are filthy.
And someday you're going to clean them.
And I know the person. I'm going to say to this person, you don't think it's about time you clean.
No, why don't you say, do you mind if I clean your window? It's really annoying me. What did you do last night?
I hid some used car tires. I was walking home last night, and I took a shortcut, and I was going through this sort of, let's call it this laneway, surrounded by fields, right? Okay.
I think I know the one you mean.
And tall grass.
That I used to live near there?
Correct.
I know exactly what
And
you mean. And let me finish the story for you. I think you saw some tires, and you said to yourself, if these lie here, somebody's going to find them and burn them.
They've been planted. They were planted. They're going to build a bonfire.
So you hid them?
Aye.
You're interfering with the bonfire.
I took them into the... they'll get them. I took them into the field and hid them in the long grass.
You're hiding tires that people plant to burn in bonfires. You see, if you did that on the 12th of July, you'd be hung.
But I couldn't help it. I said to myself, no, they're not getting away with that.
Toxic fumes, secondary smoke.
Exactly. I hid the tires.
Good man.
If I had any way of taking them home with me, I'd have taken them home and put them in the bin. But,
I think you should be decorated.
Here,
I think you should get an MBE for that.
There's a person waiting for you.
Oh, is there? Sorry. Hello, good morning, sir. Person waiting for me. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Jerry.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Come on, how are you?
I'm great,
I only rang up to ask who and what was the title of that opening song you did there?
Oh, yes. It was by a fellow called Mark Germino. Germino. He's by far one of the best American singer-songwriters, but for some strange reason, he's never been quite famous. And the song is called Finest Brand of Southern Degeneracy.
Southern Degeneracy?
Finest Brand of Southern Degeneracy. If I was you, I would check that out on Amazon or Google. Mark Germino, Markgermino. Will I tell the story again? The only time I've ever seen Mark Germino, I couldn't believe it. Will I tell this story?
It's not fair on the presenter.
No, I think it should
not
be
fair on the presenter.
No, I think it should be told.
Well, unless you tell the story and you get the presenter on to defend himself.
The presenter is perfectly free to come on to defend himself.
It's not fair. It's
not the presenter's fault.
It is.
It's the producer's fault.
No, it's the presenter.
It's not the presenter's fault.
Well, okay, you know because you were in that.
I'll tell the story.
Well, let's see if this gentleman, what side he comes down on.
This gentleman here?
Who's at fault,
What's this man's name?
It's Michael, isn't it?
Michael,
you listen to the story and tell me.
I'm going to tell you a story now, and I want you to say to me if you think this is unfair to tell this story, whereby I'm telling you the story in good faith. This is something that happened. I have always been a fan of Mark Germino's. Always been a fan, but I'd never met anyone else who ever heard of him, right? And I was watching Kelly one night. Do you remember Kelly used to be on TV on a Friday night?
Yeah.
Kelly show. I'm watching telly, and then at the beginning of the program, he tells you all the people who are on. And he says, I'll be talking to Mark Germino. I said, what? Mark Germino? Did I hear right? Really? Mm-hmm. So I sat and I watched the whole program. I never did that before. And eventually, towards the end, not really towards the end, about 20 minutes before the end, Jerry sits up and he says, I'd like to take this opportunity now to introduce you to a wonderful singer. This man is blah, 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 blah. Please put your hands together for Paddy Riley. Remember Paddy Riley?
Yes.
So Paddy Riley comes out, oh, the green hills, and he sings like 2 or 3 songs. And I'm going, what in the name of what? You see? So he's finished and he interviews Paddy Riley. He's going, it's great to be here. It's grand. I love all Northern Ireland. I love you people up there. Isn't it terrible what's happening up here? It's wonderful. I'm playing in the King's Hall tonight. No, usually stuff, the Hugo stuff. And then I'm looking at my watch. And the program was over, let's say it's over at 11, or it's probably 12. What time did Jerry finish that? 12?
It used to be around 11:30.
All right, 11:30.
I don't know.
11:30, we say in Radio Ulster. We don't say 11:30. We say 11:30. So I'm looking, and it's like 20...
Do Americans say 11:30 o'clock?
No, they don't. They say 11:30. They never say a half past.
No, not a half. Half past.
A half past.
No, 11:30 o'clock.
A 11:30.
Do they say that?
No, they don't.
11:30 o'clock.
No, they say it's 11:30.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I know some. I know. Anyway,
they
sorry.
never say 11:30. Right. Anyway, I'm looking at my watch and it's 11:25, and I'm going to say, "Where's Germino? Where's Mark Germino?" So at the end of the program, Jerry says, "Thank you all. Good night. Lovely. Thank you for coming down next week. Here's Mark Germino." This guy comes on. He sings about a half a bar of the song, and then they're finished with him. And I'm going, Paddy Riley sang 3 songs and talked a load of shite for 5 or 10 minutes, and then Mark Germino didn't get a whole song. So can I say this to you? Whose fault was that? Was it my fault that happened? Was it Jerry Kelly's fault? Was it the producer's? David Donahue, probably his fault. David was Jerry's producer at the time. Who do we blame for that? Michael, I want you to blame somebody for that. Blame Jerry Kelly. Go on.
No, you can't blame Jerry Kelly.
Why not?
Oh, definitely Jerry Kelly.
There you are.
Why is it Jerry Kelly? Why, Michael?
Because he should have stood up and said, we can't have so much of Paddy Riley. We can't have all that Paddy Riley stuff. Give Mark Germino a chance.
Have you asked the punters?
No, but they wanted Paddy Riley.
They wanted Paddy Riley. That's right. Give us Barabbas. We want Barabbas.
We want Barabbas.
You understand? It's the same thing.
We want Barabbas.
Big Jerry Kelly was giving them what the punters, what the people who tune into his TV show, that's what they wanted. They wanted Paddy Riley.
I was telling jokes to a herd of cows yesterday. Michael, I know you probably didn't expect me to say that.
No, but I thought it was Bob Dylan, and then thought, no, it was too good to be Bob Dylan.
No, you're right. Mark Germino, you check that out. If you can't get it, I'll make you a copy of it.
Lovely, thank you very much, Jerry.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
I was out walking yesterday on a country road.
Wendy says half past.
It's Wendy.
This is half past the hour.
That's Wendy. Wendy's not American.
Half past the hour.
Half
Hap past the hour.
Hap past the hour?
Hap. Maybe it's supposed to be half. Is this hap here? Hap? And this text message. Wendy says hap past the hour.
Probably.
Wendy wouldn't say that.
She wouldn't.
She may say half past the hour.
Hap past the hour.
It's half past the hour. I think that's all right. Half past the hour.
I was
Half
out
past
walking
the hour.
yesterday and I came across this herd of young cows, and they were all looking at me over the fence. So I decided to tell them a joke.
All right.
And I went, I came home early yesterday.
Not the one with the boy in the bed.
I came home early.
No,
yesterday.
don't tell us that.
I came home early.
joke
No, I'm
you-
telling this to cows. The cows had never heard it before. I came home early yesterday and found my best friend in bed with my wife. I said, I have to, but you? Not one of them even moved. I said, my girlfriend's 18 years old. I'm 35 years old. What am I, a redwood? Am I too old for her?
If you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days, I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs, makes me think about where I've come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, though it would make me more than sad, Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I have moved and I've kept on moving. I've proved the points that I needed proving. Lost the friends that needed losing. Found others on the way. I have kissed the fellas and left them sighing. Stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. Traveled hard sometimes with conscience flying. Somewhere with the wind. So let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, though it would make me more than sad, Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Oh, I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest square. Flames have cooled, don't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow. Hands are shaking, the kisses float, and I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, though it would make me more than sad, Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Yes, Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
That's a great singer from County... From Lavey. Is that County Derry? Is it?
Come on, are you distant Thursday?
Niamh McGlinchey. That's a song called Caledonia. Right, coming up to news, somebody wanted to hear the Alabama 3. Here are they. Back after the news, approximately 3-4 minutes past 11 o'clock.
Dwayne left the hospital after being operated on. He couldn't walk, couldn't even talk. When they asked the story, he had to get out both his hands. So he signed this song to me, I hope you understand. 'Cause I got two heads, gonna bang my heads together. I got one leg, I'm gonna hop to heaven's door. I got 3 eyes, I'm gonna pluck one out for Jesus. I ain't gonna have no trouble anymore. I ain't gonna have no trouble anymore. I ain't gonna have no trouble anymore. I ain't gonna have no trouble anymore.
You know,
What was that?
I would love to know what happened to that record there. There seems to be some kind of fault there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Listen, Dave and Lauren said that he lived in America. He said he was even married in America, and he knows what he's talking about. And you should know better, he says, because you lived in America as well.
Yeah.
He said Americans say it's 30 after 11.
Yeah, they say that.
Or 20 after 11. Or 20 before 12. Or 5 before 11.
Yeah, but they don't say half past.
I just asked you, did they say it's now 11:30?
And I said, no, they don't say that.
Well,
They don't say that.
I only asked you that.
I know,
You
but
went on about it.
I know, but I went on about it because it seemed obvious that they don't say that.
That's all right.
And you didn't seem to believe me when I told you that they
No,
said
but
that.
they do say it's 30 after 11.
But they don't say half. That's what you asked me.
Yes.
Do they say half past
know.
11? I said, no, they don't.
But you should have told me what they do
I
say.
told you one of the things they say is 11:30.
It's
the other
20
one they
before
say-
12?
20 before 12?
What does they say?
They don't say fortnight either. But we've been down that road before. Listen, a gentleman writes to me and he said, Jerry, I know you hate talent shows with a passion and aren't one for manipulative editors. For this reason, I ask you to hear my case. Jeff Anderson's a local guy. I know his father, actually. He's from Newton Ards and he's in the ITV search for a Jesus thing for Jesus Christ Superstar. He's going to be touring with the show. He's in the final 11 and he played Jesus in the Jesus Christ Superstar in the Grand Opera House last year. He's the youngest contender. If you could encourage your listeners to vote for him all this week, it would be great. The voting number is 0901 616 1010. Eamon Holmes tweeted about him tonight, as did the Fat Boy. So the two Fat Boys are tweeting away like maniacs. So there's the number if you want to vote for him. He seems like a nice lad.
Yeah, he does.
And his brother was in, remember that group 6?
Yeah.
0901 616 1010. Your listener support would be tremendous. Thanks. Jeff is not only a friend of mine, says Mark Maguire, he's a true gentleman at 21 years of age and a great ambassador for Northern Ireland. What would it take you to vote for him? Oh dear, there goes my CDs. What would it take you to
Something
vote for him?
strange, though. I watched him singing in front of Andrew Lloyd Webber. It was odd.
I'd vote for him if he gives me an all-access pass to heaven and grants universal suffrage. And world peace. It's not too much to ask,
Not a
is
lot.
it?
On 92 to 95 FM and 1341 medium wave. This is BBC Radio Ulster.
With the BBC News at 11 o'clock, this is Jenny Lowry. The Chief Executive of the Northern Health Trust has admitted their systems failed an 81-year-old cancer patient at the Causeway Hospital in Coleraine. Sean Donaghy said lesions detected on an X-ray of Alan Kelso's lungs should have been brought to the attention of a specialist consultant. It was almost a year before that happened, and Mr Kelso was then told he had advanced lung cancer and had between 6 and 9 months to live. Speaking on the Nolan Show, Mr Donaghy said the service wasn't acceptable.
Our system failed for Mr Kelso. So there is a process whereby if there is a serious lesion, which may be suggestive of cancer or other serious illness, we draw that to the attention of the consultant in charge of that case. It was a failure of our system.
A man's in a serious condition in hospital after he was stabbed in Dundonald. 2 men were involved in a fight on the Grantia Road at around 5:30 yesterday evening. A 38-year-old has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Heathrow is expecting the busiest day in its history as people start arriving for the Olympics next week. Its operator says nearly 250,000 people will pass through, but it's confident there won't be significant delays because of security checks. Louisa Baldini is at Heathrow.
British Airports authorities say that they haven't employed extra members of staff, but their existing staff members, they also have their annual leave cancelled and they will be working overtime. So they expect that the security checks will only take 5 minutes or not longer than 5 minutes, which is what they should be on a normal daily basis.
The leader of the Catholic Church in Scotland, Cardinal O'Brien, is calling for a referendum on the legalisation of same-sex marriages. He makes the point that nearly 3 times as many people responded to a consultation by the government in Edinburgh as did to the call for Scottish independence. Now, Nikki Gregg's here with the latest sports news.
Tyrone will renew their rivalry with Kerry in the third round of qualifiers for this year's All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. It's an away game for Mickey Hart's men. Antrim face a trip to Tipperary. The winners of that match will play the losing Ulster finalists, either Down or Donegal. The Scottish Premier League is meeting today to decide who will replace Rangers in the top flight. Newcastle are considering increasing their bid to re-sign striker Andy Carroll from Liverpool after their initial offer was rejected. And fresh from capturing his 7th Wimbledon title, Roger Federer has broken Pete Sampras' record for the most weeks at number 1 in the men's tennis world rankings.
And let's find out what's happening with the weather now from Elizabeth Austin.
We'll see light rain through the morning, the odd heavier burst perhaps over Antrim through the late morning, first part of the afternoon, but brightening up later, particularly over Down and Armagh. Temperatures up to 17 or 18 degrees Celsius later on in Belfast. That's 64 in Fahrenheit. A mostly dry night to follow, but wet again tomorrow morning.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel News.
Traffic's moving well in and around Belfast this morning. Looking at roadworks, Great Patrick Street in Belfast city centre is down to 1 lane from its junction with Academy Street to York Street until 4:30 this afternoon and again from 9:30 tomorrow. Bradbury Place is closed from Donegal Pass to the Lisburn Road until first thing tomorrow morning. And in the east of the city, Knockdean Park is closed from Knockdean Park North to its junction with the Upper Newton Arch Road for waterworks. That's until Thursday at 5 p.m. Kerry Martin reporting.
Travel News on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback today, what price loyalty? The Ulster Bank's thinking about compensation for customers. What would it take to make you stay with the bank? Is it fit to handle your money? Why would any newspaper publish pictures of the Michaela Makarivi crime scene? Her family say it's reprehensible. What can they do about it? There's a campaign to boycott Mauritius as a holiday destination. Would you go? Athletes starting to arrive at Heathrow. Are you excited about the Olympics or fed up already? And do you reckon the Boss will play on after 10:30 in Dublin tomorrow night? They pulled the plug in London, didn't they? Join me, Conor Bradford, at 12.
Thank you, Conor. Talk back at 12 o'clock. Message from a fan here. The handover of the programme every day is really all about who can talk about themselves the most. Total prats, the both of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your honesty. And indeed this feedback. It's an opportunity for me to stretch myself.
I'd play the Red River Valley. You'd sit in the kitchen and cry. Run his fingers through 70 years of living and wonder, Lord, has every well I drilled gone dry? We were friends, me and this old man, desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. He's a drifter and a driller of oil wells.
Now there's an Indian.
Old school man of the world, taught me how to drive his car when he's too drunk to, and he'd wink and give me money for the girls, and our lives was like some old western movie, desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. From the
time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there were old men with beer guts and dominoes, lying about their lives while they played. I was just a kid, they all called me sidekick. Desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. One day I looked up and he's pushing 80. Brown tobacco stains all down his chin. And to me he's one of the heroes of this country. So why is he all dressed up like them old men? Drinking beer, playing Moon at 42. Desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. The day before he died, I went to see him. I was grown and he was almost gone. So we closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen and sang another verse of that old song. Come on, Jack, that son of a bitch is coming. Desperados waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train.
Poor old Dicey Riley had it taken to the sup. And poor old Dicey Riley, well, I never give it up. It's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop. And the heart of the roll is a Dicey Riley. She walks along Fitzgibbon Street with an independent air, and then it's down by Summerhill, and as the people stare. And now it's nearly 1:30. I'll just drop in for another little one, and the heart of the roll is a Dicey Riley. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley has taken to a sup, and poor old Dicey Riley will never give it up. It's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop, and the heart of the roll is Dicey Riley.
It's good, Dicey Riley. Let me see who that's by. Sweeney's Men, of course. And before that, of course, was Willie Nelson, a song called Desperados Waiting on a Train. Waiting for a Train, excuse me. That's one album which I've been featuring recently called This One's for Him, a tribute to Guy Clark. I remember Guy Clark actually being on a radio program, and someone asked him, I think it was Johnny Walker actually. Johnny Walker's very good, you know.
Oh, I know.
He knows his stuff. He said to Guy Walker, he said, what was the best cover of any song you've ever written? And he said it was a song called Desperados Waiting for a Train. He said, who sang it? Slim Pickens. you remember Slim Pickens? Slim Pickens, we were talking about desperados waiting on a train.
Oh, I'd like to hear that. We can get that.
Desperados waiting on a train.
Oh, we'll get that for the morning.
Son of a bitch, here the son of a bitch is coming. I think I'd like that. Well, we get that for tomorrow.
Yes.
Slim Pickens.
That's very good.
Yeah.
There's a wee call for you.
We turned into... who do we turn into? We turned into Alan Partridge. Hello, good morning. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, thanks.
I would just like you to say a wee word to Oi, you call him.
Sorry?
I would like you to say a wee word for Oi.
Oi?
Yeah.
What, is that a person?
Oi McGarl. His real
sorry.
name is Owen, but I call him Oi.
As in Oi Island, which is a small island which spawned Daniel O'Donnell's people.
Right.
Oi.
Oi Island, Oi.
E-O-I-O.
Yes.
And what's your second name again?
Nickname. McGarl.
McGareth? McGarl, okay. And what is this person to you, a dear friend?
He's my grandson.
Oh, for God's sake. And only a young child, is he?
He's 16.
16 is quite old.
Old enough, yeah.
That's
He's
right.
out with his daddy.
And what's he going to be when he grows up? Does he know?
Well, he's still doing his exams and things, so...
Don't let him be an accountant or an estate agent or a solicitor. Or don't let him work in a bank.
As long as there's plenty of money involved, it doesn't matter.
Money is not. No, money is not important. People think it is, but it's not.
Well, he may be following his daddy's footsteps. He is a fisherman.
Oh, well, that's far better and healthier. He may not make a fortune, but at least he'll be healthy.
And Owen, at the minute, is running lines for his daddy.
Is he?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
So he had heard your show. It's from his quit school and been out working with his daddy. Listened to your show every morning.
Oh, that's
and
good.
He said to me that he just loves listening to your show. And last night he said, "Can't wait till morning to hear what these boys are talking about." So.
Oh, that's great. Well, we wish him. It's his birthday today, is it?
I thought, well, no, just a surprise. I said,
just
well,
a
I'm going to be a surprise for Owen and get Jerry Anderson to say.
Okay, well, I'll just say hello, Owie, and I hope you grow up to be a nice big man.
He is a lovely big fella.
You mean Owen is following your footsteps? I mean, you went fishing with your father, although you don't know what throwing lines or whatever Owen's doing. What's Owen doing with the lines?
He's running lines.
Right,
he's
you don't know.
hooks
Is that letting the line out over the side of the boat?
Yeah, well, yeah, they're out. The daddy goes out in the lock in the morning to 3 o'clock for to lift his lines, and then Owen and the rest of them all run the lines whenever.
Is his daddy a poacher?
No.
Where did you fish with your daddy, Jerry? You went out in the boat.
I only went out once.
Yes.
That was enough. When he brought the priest out, I said, "I'm out of here." You know what the priest is, don't you? The priest is the thing that they hit the fish over the head with.
All right.
It's a little like a kosh.
Oh, they don't do it. That's a bigger boat they're on. Owen wouldn't be doing
that's the point.
Owen wouldn't be doing that.
Well, how do you think? What's he going to do? Inject them?
That, yeah.
But he'd have to pull them in on a net.
He does all of that to set their nets.
You see?
The night before, and then quite early in the morning, lift them off.
What would he fish for? Would it be salmon?
For eels and trout and perch, whatever they can,
See my eyes glazing over there? Did you see that? It was almost visible, that glaze over there.
Mr. Anderson doesn't like fish.
Oh, does he not?
No, he doesn't.
I like prawns and things like that.
But you don't like you live in fear of a bone, don't you? You've got this phobia.
I know that I'm going to die by a bone will stick in my throat, and I know that. So I'm trying to avoid it as long as possible. Thank you, and
all right.
And I say a hello again to Oi.
Right.
And tell him to keep
Thank
listening.
You now.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Jerry, I'm after getting the reading bug, says a person, and the fact that you're a font of knowledge, please recommend a few must-read books for me. Right. War and Peace, Crime and Punishment, Ulysses, and if you're still standing after that, Finnegan's Wake will finish you off. Some Indian music.
She did not want to drive. She did not want to fly. She did not want to wait for a bus to come by. She did not want to hassle. She did not want to hurry. She did not want to know what it costs, so don't worry.
That's good. That's a song called Baby Took a Limo to Memphis from a lady called Rosie Flores. ROSIEFLORES. Lady writes to me and she said, I think Stephen Nolan is confused. A woman did sit down beside him in the airport, but due to his bulk, she was actually in another terminal. People are so cruel, aren't they? But I enjoy it. I have a mild hangover and took your doctor's advice. This must be you. Did you not give this advice?
What is it?
To go out for a walk when you got a hangover? Well, that's true. He says he went out for a walk and he still got it.
Well, how long's he walking?
I didn't say.
Could you say hello to people who are about to catch a flight to Toronto and they're sitting in the car waiting for you to mention their name?
Really?
Well, apparently you used to play a song called What's He Doing in There? Do you remember that?
What's he doing in there?
Yeah, and it's for Kim and Amy.
What's he doing in there?
Yeah.
No, what's he building in there?
What's he building in there?
What's he building in there? From, what was his name? Tom Waits? Maybe you can find that on your little jukebox in there.
Uh-huh.
What's he building in there?
That's right. It's a great song.
Why do many presenters on radio and TV finish by saying, see you tomorrow, or whenever? Why do they do that? It's because they're stupid. I do that as well. Mark Cimino. I've only been able to find 2 of his albums. One is called Rank and File, and the other one is called Raider Town. Can you tell me any more? Yeah, the best one is the first one. It's called Caught in the Act of Being Ourselves. Caught in the Act of Being Ourselves. Phil wants to know when the show starts. Newsflash. The word on the street is that Tents R Us have secured the contract to make a range of suits for Stephen Nolan. Cloth mills in China have been asked to have looms available in order to produce the huge quantity of cloth which will be required. Also shoulder pad producers, but not pocket lining producers, as he looks after that himself. No, he lines his own pockets. Lines his own pockets. What a cruel thing to say. Some people have no respect for presenters. I've noticed that sitting here. Some people have no respect for me and for the likes of Nolan. They respect you because they know you're just one of the ordinary people. But they recognize...
You talking to me?
Yeah. They respect you because they know that you're just a guy. You know, you're a man off the street, really.
Yeah.
They realise that myself and Nolan are like monsters. They realise that right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I hear you, but I'm not listening.
I know. Great shows last weekend. The Tuesday show caused great consternation at the Royal Accident and Emergency Department when a man rode in on a bicycle claiming he was suffering from coitus interruptus. As nurses dragged him away to examine him, he said, every time I hear Sean Coyle, I stop what I'm doing, which isn't good if you work in air traffic control. Last week, I sent a Boeing 747 to Scotland and ordered Ryanair to land in an airport that was near a city. Can you imagine the consternation of it, causing the confusion amongst the passengers actually arriving in an airport that was in a city? Tommy, my cat, put down his copy of Ventriloquism for Dummies and said, come away from the window. You're scaring children, cats, dogs, and every known species of bird life. How dare you, I yelled. At high school, I was voted the girl most likely to be a navvy. I had great big hands and could hold 10 cigarettes behind my ear. Which school did you go to? Asked Tommy. Private or public? If you must know, I replied, I went to an alfresco age school. Me and 2 other people sat behind a wind bush for 11 years reading Sea Spot Jump and The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire, written by a smart monkey called Gibbon. I wonder what Jerry's thinking about now, said Tommy. Is he thinking, as he broadcasts, this is a cushy little number, or Mamma Mia, has it come to this? I replied, in dolphin clicking sounds, thus. Do you speak dolphin?
What was that?
Dolphin. That's how dolphins talk. I was learning dolphin talk all weekend. Yes. I'm going to say good morning, Sean.
It's more like a...
No, they don't do that. That's only an excited.
It's more like a clicking noise, is it not?
I'm going to say good morning, Sean. I wonder what Jerry is thinking now. If I know Jerry, and I don't, he's planning the mother of all rickety wheels for Christmas. Ken has cleared out a big shed to hold all the bagpipes, broken cement mixers, stone jugs, meat safes, surgical appliances, wood chip wallpaper, which will pour in from a grateful public and recovering hoarders. Tommy clapped his hands and said, I propose that the burnt-out hulk of Geordie Tuft with his arsonist sling spin the big wheel. What a festive sight. A rickety wheel spun by a rickety man. And think how safe it'll be for the public, yelled. Should a fire break out, Geordie will keep her lit until he is out. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, how are you? I'm sorry you had to hear that. I had to get to the end of it. What can we do for you today?
I'm here to report back. Ian, Sean raised a question, I think it was last week, about frying pans and when people started washing them.
Yeah, well, the interest we took in this was a lady who contacted us and said that a person in their house hung the saucepan up with 2 sausages still sticking out of the lard, which had solidified. Which, and if you were Damien Hirst, you could sell that for $500,000.
I didn't hear that, but I just heard the question.
Uh-huh.
Well, on the strength of that, what I did was I took the opportunity of bringing that question itself down to locally they're known as think tanks.
Think tanks?
Uh-huh.
Where would this think tank be?
Well, a think tank is a meeting of people that think they can think, and they've got ideas that they want to share.
These are people who fell through the net of the education system.
Oh no, they didn't fall through it; they escaped.
Yes.
You know, sort of attacked through it. Which I'm afraid education is, sort of the way it's designed.
The ones who are left behind.
It's designed to cause you to stop thinking.
Yes.
For yourself. Anyway, these are people that escaped that.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. Anyway, the question that I had for them was the question that Sean posed: why and when and why did people start washing their frying pans?
Well, I think it was because I think you had a theory on that, Sean, hadn't you? Did you not have a theory as to why people?
No,
started?
I just asked when did they start washing their
All right.
and why do they not? Why did we stop keeping the lard in the pan that we used to keep? And remember chip pans as well too. You used to have the chip pan, and they used to be you used the same lard over and over again.
I think what happened was that the TV came and people saw what everybody else was doing in America and stuff like that, and they realised that they couldn't continue on the way they were, and that they learnt about germs and stuff like that, bacteria, you know, and we've been sick ever since.
All right.
Well, what was to say that I was at a couple of these meetings. I'm only a guest down there. You have to be from the area for to be able to just walk in. And it was decided unanimously that this was a big question. And the more you think about it, the more there is. There's more to it than you think.
It's a huge
the more
subject.
you think about it, the more there is to it.
It's a huge subject, and it concerns the way we've evolved and how the way our ancestors lived as opposed to how we live now.
Well, you're right on the line, and I'll tell you what it ties in with. Are you aware, and you remember back to the time when when traditional bacon was dry cured?
Dry cured, yes, I do.
Dry cured.
Yes.
And then there was a new bacon come in, and when you fried it, instead of getting fat out of it for to fry your bacon in and to fry the rest of your breakfast in, you got this white scum.
Yeah, it was kind of basically full of water.
Yes.
And white scum, as you so romantically put it.
And the consensus in the in the meetings that I was at, that was the main cause of people starting washing frying pans. You didn't wash your frying pan, or you didn't need to wash your frying pan before, because it was usually cast iron. The the grease out of it would keep the pan. You didn't want to be you didn't need to wash it because the grease on it would preserve it, and it was good for the next time. But with this new bacon, right? It was nothing but scum. There was nothing useful in it. So you had to start washing your frying pan.
I accept your hypothesis.
That is the hypothesis out of two separate meetings down the Darren Raw Brains Trust and another one around in another house that hasn't got a name for itself.
So that's the consensus of opinion in the area.
It is.
What about the chip pan?
Oh, well, chip pans are different now.
You're saving your fat anyway in a chip pan.
Absolutely. Yeah? My mother kept fat in a chip pan for years. And the only reason she ever changed it when it became black.
Yeah, but the deep fat fryer came in then, you see people stop using the chip pan.
Yeah, no good at all. Anyway, Pat, thank you for that. We
Right.
accept your findings.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. We accept Pat's findings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could you play Bright Blue Rose, please?
Bright Blue Rose.
Bright Blue Rose.
Bright Blue Rose.
What happened?
Donna Taggart.
Yeah. What happened, McCartney and Springsteen?
They pulled the plug on him.
Because of the
It was 11 o'clock. Only English people could do that. What happened was they were playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were only licensed up until about 10:30, and because there's all kinds of problems, people have to get the last tube and everything.
That's the same. Yeah, go on.
So the concert was supposed to finish at 10:30. So Paul McCartney came up and joined Bruce Springsteen for the first time in their lives. Bruce Springsteen said he'd be waiting 50 years to perform with Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
And they overran, so they switched off the electricity. Can you imagine switching off the electricity with Bruce Springsteen and Paul McCartney performing with 80,000
And what the crowd do, or what happened?
They went home.
That was it.
That was it.
Just put the.
Yeah.
See, the same thing happened during Wimbledon when Andy Murray's game overran too as well. And they were over 2 minutes and they were panicking because they said it's health and safety and people have to get home and the tubes stop running 2 hours or 3 hours after 11 or something like that.
And I'm going to tell you something else. See the person who switched that electricity off?
Yeah.
He's probably one that you could have a lot in common with.
No, I don't think I would.
You would have done that?
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, if you had to get home?
No.
If your tee off had been 11:30, you would have done it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No.
You would. You would. You would.
I want to be free from the noise of the grind. So I live on the outskirts of the back of my mind. A strong hand, a song man, God on my side. I'm riding my freedom a line at a time. On the highway to heaven runs through my mind. Yellow line stretches out into the night. Broken in places is my guiding light. So I'm riding that freedom line at a time. I'm walking the fine line between wrong and right. I can live with the problems of this day and time. Consider me lucky, 'cause I'll be alright. In my mind, I'm having a beautiful life. I'm lost in the feelings of this heart of mine. In search of the border of infinite time. And I find peace of mind in the songs and their rhymes. So I'm writing my freedom a line at a time.
I like it.
That's quite good, that, isn't it? As we would, well, could have been recorded better, I suppose, but it's Kimmy Rhodes and Waylon Jennings. Chapman says, how did you get on with when you told the jokes to the cows? How did they get on? Well, I got a clamp. Got a clamp. It's even Molly's birthday today. Perhaps you're like, it's my birthday. I never thought I'd see it. What am I, 60 maybe, perhaps? 59, I don't know. But it's birthday today, and the birthday should be celebrated purely because in this day and age, it's difficult to have some kind of longevity, especially for the journalists. The print media being not in demand as it used to be, I'm reduced now to doing a blog. Or doing a blog, which is the only way it can attract people's attention. But happy birthday to me anyway. Jerry Herman, Rock and Roll Babylon, is an Indian. Now, I'm glad we brought that up because a gentleman wrote to me over the weekend, an email, and he said, you were talking about, we mentioned this at the start of the program, you're talking about whether a person is an Indian or a person is not an Indian, and the person said, can words be Indians? Oh. And you know, they can. And this morning before you came in,
yes,
I made just a list of words that are not Indian, and I want to see if you...
Well, not the old standards, not the old Tommy's not Indian.
Of course not. No, I don't.
No, not those, the Brawley and Welly and all. They're not Indian.
No, they're not.
Oh, you've got new words, good words.
No, ordinary words.
Yeah,
that are not Indian.
I hate. No, sorry, I'll edit that out.
That's
I don't like Tommy.
Tommy.
I don't like the use of that word.
It stands to reason that you don't even have to mention Tommy or Brawley or Bonkers or Crikey. They're not Indian.
Right. Yeah,
they're Billy Bunter words.
Yes.
And everybody in Northern Ireland uses them. Okay.
Right.
Other words.
Right.
Inappropriate. Not an Indian.
No, I think you're right. I'm not happy with that. Right.
Here's a word which may throw you.
Right.
And I don't think this word is an Indian at all. Fun.
Oh, I don't like fun. Oh.
Can you imagine an Indian saying, "Hey, here comes white man. Let's have some fun."
I'll tell you another one. Crack.
Crank?
Crack. What's the crack?
That's Irish.
What's the crack? I don't like it much.
No, but that's only annoying. No,
right.
You can't. No, that's only an annoying word.
Right.
That's because you get embarrassed when people. You go into a toilet and you're standing peeing, and I feel like this. What's a crack? And you go, what do you say to him?
I know.
Fun.
Right.
Or
fun.
imagine going to Jamaica. Hi man, want some fun?
Yeah.
Men don't use the word fun. Fun is a BBC word. Whenever I hear people in Northern Ireland saying, "Let's have some fun," you know to avoid them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know what fun is. Because if they knew what fun is, they wouldn't use the word fun. Okay?
What about jolly?
Jolly, I've got that here.
That's
absolute non-Indian.
Terrible word.
Terrible. Jolly. Stakeholder.
Yeah.
Even though Indians have been known to, stake a man out.
Yeah. Did they really do that, by the way?
They did, yeah.
Did they?
Do you know why they did that?
No.
Indians tortured people. Do you know why?
No.
They tortured people because they felt... No, this is true. I'm not messing with
Yeah.
They felt as if the more pain they inflicted upon a person, the more strength would seep out of that person into them.
Is that right?
That's why they did it. Whereupon...
Never... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just throwing these out here. Now, here's one you might think is odd. Topic.
Yeah.
A lot of English people say, "Oh, let's change the topic."
Yeah.
Very non-Indian. It's not an Indian. Colleague.
Oh, no.
Gusto.
Well, you
played with gusto.
Oh, no, you'd never say that, would you?
No, but I heard people saying that on the radio. Gusto.
No.
Another word, this is that word.
Have you ever used that word?
I've never used it.
No, never.
Gusto.
Gusto?
Oh, he performed with gusto.
Oh, you wouldn't say that.
People say that in the wireless. Okay. William Crawley would say that.
I'm a big fan of William Crawley.
So is Stephen Nolan when he's asleep. Quite.
Quite. I like quite.
You would never use the word quite.
No, I would never use it. But I wouldn't put it into that non-Indian bracket. It's a nice wee word. That's a nice wee word.
No, that's, there are two uses of the word quite.
Quite.
For instance, if you say, "Listen, I'm finished with this now," and you go quite. You see, you can't use it that way.
Yeah.
And the other way you can't... She's very loud.
I know.
Don't turn
It's
her
Monday.
She's excited, is she?
Yeah.
Too much. Yeah. You wouldn't say, "I'm quite excited." You'd never say that, would you? Would you? Would you say, "I'm quite excited"?
No.
Therefore, it's not an Indian word. See, that in the same category is rather. I'm rather excited.
I don't like rather.
Rather. Oh,
No.
rather.
Oh, I don't like rather.
Rather excited. Now, here's a word that I can't stand. And even though I'm an anthropologist, I never use this word. Sibling.
Oh, no.
Sibling. So a fellow said to me one time, "Is he your sibling?"
Yeah.
Talking about my brother. But then again, you have to worry. I heard a program the other day, which we must clear this up. Look, why did you shut up?
Leave her alone. We care.
I heard a program the other day on Radio 4 called Hobson Jobson. Do you know what Hobson Jobson is?
No, go on.
Hobson Jobson is a dictionary of Anglo-Irish words.
Right.
Sorry, Anglo-Indian words.
Yeah.
But when they say Anglo-Indian, they don't mean Anglo-Indian. An Anglo-Indian is not a person who's a bit Indian and a bit English.
Right.
An Anglo-Indian is an English person living in India.
Oh.
They're not Anglo-Indian. The same way as Anglo-Irish aren't people who are Irish and English. Anglo-Irish are English people, well, especially in the 19th century, early 20th century, there were English people who lived in Ireland. They weren't Irish English people. Right. So there's a lot of Indian words. Hobson Jobson was a dictionary of a lot of words of Indian origin that crept into the English language. Words like, do you know these? So I'm saying that these aren't Indian words. These are real Indian words from the continent of India, which have sneaked into the language, which is not what we're talking about. We're talking about words that are cool and words that aren't cool. Tell her to shut up.
Where can
She's only the one mother and father. Leave her alone.
Indian words. Pajamas, bangle, gingham, calico, chintz, doolally, run amok, umbrella, bungalow, veranda, shampoo, pucka, chili, dam, as in I don't give a damn, gymkhana, and hullabaloo. So we leave all those out because those are real Indian words, but not the Indian words that we're talking about.
That's, I know.
Really annoying me now.
I know it is.
Did you get some kind of muzzle? That's cruel, isn't it?
I remember there used to be...
I would never muzzle a girl.
There used to be muzzles in our house for the greyhounds.
Could you bring one in tomorrow? Am I playing too many slow songs?
I don't know. I never
Well,
really...
they're good, but aren't they? I don't see anything wrong with playing good slow songs.
I ain't looking for trouble. I can't stay here tonight. I gotta leave here on the double. If I wanna see the morning light, I don't need no pistol for the tickets. I got enough to get us down the line. I don't know what happens next, babe. Your guess is as good as mine. Move with me, Magdalene. Well, I'm tired of the same old scene. There's a greyhound leaving at midnight. If you came with me, it'd be like a dream. Come on, Magdalene. Move with me, Magdalene. Well, I've heard Mexico is easy. I wouldn't stay here if I could. Don't come along just to please me. Let's go while the getting's good. Move with me, Magdalene. Well, I'm tired of the same old scene. Let's go down to San Miguel. Let's go be somebody else tonight. Come on, Magdalene. There's a greyhound leaving at midnight. If you came with me, it'd be like a dream. Come on, Magdalene. Move with me, Magdalene.
That's Kevin Welsh, Magdalene.
For life goes on, and the
are going to change. That's a young chap, 13 I think he is, James Nangle, from Derry Stoke Londonderry, a song written by David Oliver from Strabane. David Oliver, of course, an accomplished singer and songwriter himself. I think that's just wonderful. Do you not like that?
I do.
Good.
There's a wee call for you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am fine. How are you?
Good. Listen, a gentleman writes to me and he said, when you give that lady book advice, I was surprised you didn't read your tell her about your autobiographical trilogy. Have you heard my autobiographical trilogy?
No.
49 and a half Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Greyer, and 50 Shades of Geriatrics. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to slip that in.
Yeah, I know.
How are you today?
Listen, I was listening to the John Bennett show last night, right?
John Bennett, yes.
Yes, and he played a song by a lady called Anne Marie. There
Yes.
Goes My Everything. I've tried to look it up on the internet, but to no avail.
I'll
And I
hand
was
you over to-
wondering if you could help, or have you heard it?
I'll hand you over to Sean for that one.
What?
He's my John Bennett correspondent.
Who did you say was by? Anne?
He just says it was Anne Marie. She was from Canada.
Anne Murray.
Anne Marie.
No, but it might have been Anne Murray.
See, he knows this stuff. Anne Murray from Canada, probably.
Anne Murray's Canadian, isn't she, Jerry?
Yes, she is.
So it may have been Anne Murray.
It's the way John talks. His
Right.
diction isn't
So
the best.
did you try
No, I didn't try Anne
Try
Murray. but
Anne Murray?
I'll try it now. Have you ever heard it?
We've heard Anne Murray, Snowbird. Yes.
No, but have you ever heard her singing There Goes My Everything?
I
No?
haven't. Has Jerry? Have you ever heard it, Jerry?
I'm leaving this to you.
Oh, Jerry hasn't heard it, I don't think. No, but we'll have a look. If we get it, Jerry, will you play it?
No.
There you are, you see. There you are.
He said no.
There you are, Maeve. Says no, Maeve.
Oh, well, no, it's not the sort of thing I'd play. But I mean, but you just want to get it, don't you? You would like to play it in your own
Could
home.
we look up?
Yeah.
Are we looking? Thomasina's looking now to see if it is
Well,
Anne
what's
Murray.
come over her? She
Yeah.
stopped talking.
Yes, it is Anne Murray.
A-N-N-E. A-N-N-E.
Yes, Anne Murray. There goes my everything.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you are.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. I think she got a wee bit cool on me towards the end when I said I wouldn't play it.
I know, but that's a kind of you.
That's
your
you should know what I'm like.
I mean, do you think you? I can't get over your attitude. You know, I really can't get over your attitude when you think it's all right for you to go into a cafe or a restaurant and just take up an entire table when you're in for a bowl of soup. And you spread a newspaper out in front of you. You don't want anyone to share that table.
That's not the point. I'm not saying I don't want anybody.
Yes, you do.
I like going into a cafe or a pub and I like going in and reading the paper.
No.
I like doing that. What's wrong with that? Is it some kind of crime?
Yeah, but it's all right. But you shouldn't prevent people from
I don't prevent
sharing
people.
the table.
But I would only do it if I was. I'm not going to get a big table and the place is packed. I'll have a little single table if I'm on my own. I'll sit there and I'll read the paper. I'll hold the paper up even. I don't demand all this
Yeah, but
space.
I could come on the other side of the paper and eat a fry. It wouldn't be bothering you.
But I wouldn't want you there.
Well, you know.
Do I really have to vote for Jeff, says Michelle. This is the fellow who wants to be Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Just because I live in Northern Ireland and so does he? I'm sorry, but I'd sooner vote for Nathan. To which my husband would reply in a broad Ballymena accent, you have to vote for something. Do you get it? Vote for Nathan. He already looks like Jesus, albeit a blonde one. Mind you, as Andrew Lloyd Webber once memorably said last night, as a matter of fact, we don't know what Jesus looks like. Well, one thing he didn't look like was the guitar player with the Grateful Dead. That's the way he is in all the photographs. Sorry, Jeff. The only way I'll vote for you is to get rid of Nathan. To which my husband would reply in a Ballymena accent, they have to get rid of something? Sorry, I've done that joke already. I think I mentioned I really love Nathan, to which my husband replied, Sean, I heard a request for Tom Waite. Get Jerry to play it. It's out of this world, says Ryan Brooks. These are the people who are writing into me. I see William Crawley doing a documentary on the silver screen in the Ulster Museum.
Is that so?
We often play buzzword bingo whilst listening to Talkback. The latest is direction of travel. Direction of travel. Isn't that good? The best one I ever heard was Angie talked about direct sunlight. Did you hear that one?
No.
So we may have some direct sunlight today. Now, will you ask me? Will you tell me what direct sunlight is?
Or indirect?
That's
what is
indirect? No, direct sunlight is sun that doesn't come through the cloud. Yeah, direct sunlight. Jerry, guess who was dandering around Clifton and Galway on Saturday without a care in the world? Robert Plant. There we go. Do you know what drives me bonkers? Says Michelle again. People saying funner as in one activity is funner than another. Oh, you couldn't have that about you, could you? Oh, let's play cricket. It's funner than football, rather than much more fun. Whereupon I feel like slapping them across the face with a wet kipper. What about doppelganger? Is that an Indian word? No, it's not. I think it was a word coined by either Jung or Freud. Doppelganger. I think it's obviously German, I'd say.
Apparently your rucksack is
Yes.
too long.
Is it?
People were looking at you.
When?
You come out of the Europa Hotel on Friday and your rucksack was banging against the back of your skinny bum. That's what according to Big Ron. It's hanging down.
Down to mind his own business.
Well, he's looking at you.
When I was young, the fat was always left in the pan. In the mornings, my father ran his hand around the pan and used the fat to slick back his hair.
Oh.
Jerry, could you please play some Jedward Waterline? No, I'm in the middle of decorating and need some cheering up. You shouldn't be allowed a brush. It's the season of Lee Valley Gladiatorial Olympiad, and this season's what is this? I don't know what that is. Please say hello to my dad, Jerry Boyle, him of Bunburb Environs, on this very special day for him. He celebrates his 65th birthday for the third year running. In the play that's in it, he is being dragged to Lakeland to look at plastic kitchen utensils that he will have absolutely no other interest in. That's from down in Belfast.
Are you excited about the Olympic Games?
I'm not the least bit excited about it because I know it's going to be a disaster.
I don't say it's going to be a disaster.
It will be. It's shaping up to be one.
Did you watch 2012?
Yes, it's very, very good. Everybody should watch that because you get the feeling that that's what it's like.
That's right.
It's like BBC meetings. You should play some Springsteen for his first night in Dublin. Yeah, that'll be good. How dare you say no, it's not? I'm right when I told you that the Western film Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood is the same script as the classic Western Shane made in 1953. The boy was changed to a girl. The lovely Sidney Penny and Clint Eastwood played the part. Alan Ladd did the original. These people will never get over... Listen.
I have another word for you.
That's 60 years ago, that movie.
I have another word for you. Person wants to know, is this word Indian?
Go ahead.
Hacksaw.
Hacksaw's an Indian, yeah.
That's a good word, isn't it?
It's an Indian, yeah.
Yeah, hacksaw.
We welcome any other suggestions from the listeners.
A screwdriver.
Screwdriver's an Indian.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Well, what wouldn't be? What tool wouldn't be an Indian?
What tool wouldn't be an Indian?
Wouldn't be an Indian.
Well, let me see.
Go on. Spanner.
Nail file.
Nail file. But it's not a tool.
Well, it all depends what way you look at it.
No, it's not.
A plane. Plane.
Yeah.
Jerry, would you please do a song for Woody Guthrie as it was his 100th birthday on Saturday? Very good documentary by did you see that on BBC 4? It was,
no.
It was first shown in 1989 with Alan Yentob when he was making good stuff before his imagination lost him. And it was very, very good indeed. I thought it was great about Woody Guthrie. Woody Guthrie would have been 100 on Saturday had he lived. We were at Bruce Springsteen's concert in London. He had Tony Morello, John Fogerty and Paul McCartney on stage. They pulled the plug. Had Sean Coyle anything to do with it? You see? People are catching on to your personality.
I didn't know Fogerty was there.
He was. A peahen has been at our house from last Wednesday the 11th. Could you please say to your listeners we are approximately 3 miles from Dromore, County Down. If anyone has lost a peahen in the Dromore area, could they please get in touch with your programme? Jerry, if you may... What is that? No. Jerry, why don't you play... No, right. Okay.
Any word of your documentary?
What?
Any word of your documentary?
Oh, yeah, that'll be coming up maybe September, October. Jerry used to play a song called What's He Building in There? You see, nobody got it for me.
It's there.
Please give us a March minute tune. Oh, we'll do it tomorrow then. There are 2 Japanese Akita dogs running around Ballymoney last night. Ballymoney. We caught the female dog and kept it overnight. The other one got away. The female is now in the pound, whilst the other is still on the loose. Can you please announce this to your listeners? That's Brian and Ballymoney. Do you know that Van Morrison was in the town at the weekend? My daughter's boyfriend works at the Ulster Museum and saw him there. He went in to see the Leonardo da Vinci exhibition, but was turned away when he said he wouldn't remove his hat. I don't believe that. The vanity of some people. Leonardo was obviously not of sufficient interest to allow him to bear his hat, bear his pate. I wonder, is that true?
But what's wrong with wearing your hat?
Well, they don't like you wearing. They don't like you wearing your hat. I don't know why.
That's silly. Van Morrison was right.
I don't know, but I don't believe this at all. But nobody would tell Van Morrison.
But even it's such a.
They're not going to turn him away for wearing a hat. Great show today. You haven't played a bad song yet, but I know you will soon. Jerry, budgie found in Balachi near the health centre. Call if you've lost this bird.
Do you see the Paul McCartney Springsteen incident?
Yes.
Was that the promoter, I'm asking you this now. You know the way the guys that they would hire. Where was it? Wembley?
I don't know.
Arena was it or where?
I don't know. I don't know who would have done
But
it.
they hired the stadium or the hall, wherever it was, and they've got up to a certain
It's
time.
probably like the council, something like that.
Yeah, but
Westminster Council, the thing. No, they said it wasn't their fault.
Who said it wasn't their fault?
Westminster Council.
But you see, is the promoter then charged an extra day? Say he runs over 10:30.
It'll cost him 10 grand.
Yeah, you see. So
yeah, but he wasn't. Yeah, but see, if you could Paul McCartney and Bruce Springsteen,
yeah, but
you get 80,000 people.
Yeah,
you probably paid 20 quid a head, which is like 3 million. What's 10 grand?
Did you make that figure up?
Yes. No, I didn't make it up.
Oh,
it
is
was in the
10
paper.
grand. It is 10 grand. Ah, well,
but it cost him 10 grand.
Ah.
It's Paul McCartney. Seamless producing.
This is Talkback with Connor Bradford.